that I love you. Let me tell you, me once it. Let me tell you how much that I love you. You found me no search. It's like you knew that inside I was hurting. I was so young, good no chance. But you gave me a shot at a romance. I feel like you were like an angel sent to bring me life. Now that I'm with you, me one say that me love you, that me love you, that me love. Hey, me love go one day, wonder. What up my baby, that me love, that me love. And I'll dance and sing and I sing because you make my life complete. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. Shut up, 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 shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. I've never felt this way. So when they ask us, say, oh yeah, we're going all the way. Tell me we happy, love you all the time and things. Sometimes I wonder if the thing could cut us under to get under. I know, but your love in my life control that. I lay down my life this way, do anything to make you stay. All of the blessings they come my way, and all the bad things they turn and away. Sometimes life is such a scare. Your love gives me the strength to bear. Oh, shut up, shut up, shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Authorities now reviewing the new and sensational claim that she was actually murdered by the British government.
And they're gathering now at the entrance.
I, for one, believe there are lessons to be drawn from her life and from the extraordinary and moving reaction to her death.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. How are you? I think I better pull this just a little bit closer here. Greetings and grand rising. Maybe we could pull it just a little bit closer. The table itself, push it a little forward. Listen, today is a beautiful day. We have so much to talk about. I mean, there we go. So much to talk about, you guys. This is such an amazing experience for me, but also nerve-wracking. Gratitude for being here with myself and Diana, Princess of Wales, who will join us here shortly. So first of all, greetings, family, greetings. I am Quatita Dean, the Governess, and the Ancestral Interpreter. And let me just say, if I must say so myself, baby, I am giving, honey. I mean, really, if only you knew, because period. So tonight, we are going to be speaking to Princess Diana of Wales. And let's see if she is ready. Absolutely, they said she is on standby. So we're going to usher her in and allow her to come in. Should I curtsy? I don't know. Greetings. How are you? Yes, you do. You smell like lemons or something. You smell amazing. Oh, my nose is running. That means I'm channeling already. Okay. How are you? I got some tea and I think crumpets. I don't know if crumpets is what it is, but we got us some tea. Don't know if it needs sugar, but I'm just going to sip it a little bit. Oh, it's kind of good the way it is, actually. We got some lemon. Oh, and she smells like lemons. And we have lemon crumpets or biscuits or whatever you want to call it. So greetings, greetings. I kind of had to control the situation a little bit. When I was in the shower, she was talking to me and I had to try to slow it down. So I want to just go ahead and say my reverence and as we get into it, okay? All right, let's go. So I do understand that your name is Diana Frances Spencer, also known as Diana, Princess of Wales. How are you? She says that it's very, I cannot do her accent. She says that it is lovely to be here and to be with all of you. And she has made the joke a little earlier. She made the joke that she was just happy that there's not a lot of paparazzi around. So she's excited for that. She doesn't typically like to do interviews, and she's making some sort of joke about allegedly Prince Charles wouldn't have liked this sort of thing. Um, so can we just get right into it? Because I was putting together the questions when I were in the tub, right? I was in the shower, and my question first was, did you have a happy childhood? Like, what was it like growing up for you? She crossed her legs. First of all, she actually has on a pantsuit. Um, she said she thought about wearing a dress just for me because she knew that I was going to wear a dress. But she said she was kind of done with that sort of thing. So she tells me that she had a happy childhood. She tells me that she did not know a lot of things. She was kind of sheltered and she was groomed for the life that she lived. She said that allegedly that Charles had been awaiting her for a long time before the actual um, betrothed. So did you want to get married? This was an arranged marriage? Yeah. She kind of chuckled and she says that she really did not like anyone. And the thought of being a princess was an amazing thought. But then she also says afterthought. It is not something that she necessarily wanted to do. And she says she wasn't really attracted in that way. So your family and that family arranged. Okay. What she says to me is it was really about the birthing of the children, the genetics, and that sort of thing is what she says. So you have two children, Prince Harry and Prince William. Prince William being the heir to the throne. What is your thought? She laughed and said, "Oh, I thought you were going to ask me about them being lizards." I am going to ask you that, but I just wanted to get some of the small talk out of the way. She says, sure, I've been waiting for this for a long time. Okay. So were you happy to like be pregnant, to be a mom? She says, absolutely, sure. She says she was willing to give it her best shot. She was happy to be a mom. And she loved her boys. There are a lot of things that are happening between your children right now. Right. Okay. She says, right, but we have to go back a little ways for everyone to get the understanding of what happened, what's happening right now. She says, I love that you call yourself the Governess, by the way. She says, you are remarkable in what you do. Gratitude. I appreciate that. She says that my name is all over the spirit world. And she says, and yes, I am a genome, by the way. I think we all kind of know that. She's kind of bashful and kind of shy in the way that she's, participating. Her hair is kind of tapered around the back, kind of short. It looks kind of full at the top and kind of feathered. She looks really good, really, really good. A white pantsuit, double-breasted. She's saying something about the perfume. I don't know if it's like Chanel number something or another. She loves anything that smells like, she says, like whimsical. That's what she said, whimsical, and flowers and lemons and things of that nature, she says. She said, now let's get to it, okay? So there was a printed interview, allegedly, that I cannot find, where it was said that you called the royal family lizards. She said they are lizards. I've seen them. Okay, so this was my main question. She immediately says, allegedly, that they have the ability to control William, and he understands basically the assignment, and that Harry is more of a rogue. He's more like her. She said, you have to understand, I love my children, okay? But because they carry the blood of the lizards, they are lizards. So there, okay, because you were telling me some things, and I had to tell Yehuda, I said, wait, she has to wait a minute, because I need to be in front of the people in order for some of this information. Now, you keep saying allegedly Kate. Kate is your daughter-in-law. Well, she laughed and she said, I wouldn't call her that. She is married to my son. I said that to you. She said she's a breeder, nothing more. So do you consider yourself a breeder? She said, unfortunately, I was, but I was more than that. And they didn't want her to be that. She said, Governess, once I understood the assignment, I no longer wanted to participate. She says, I did not love him. I did not want to marry him. She says he was disgusting in my sight, actually, allegedly. So, did you and the Queen ever get along? She said that it was clear that the Queen allegedly had, she despised her. Um, she felt that she was beneath her to some degrees. Um, she says that she did not necessarily hate her in the beginning, talking about Diana saying that she did not necessarily hate the Queen in the beginning, allegedly. She is saying to me that she necessarily was not made that way. You know, she just wanted to love people, and she did not like the way she was being handled, the secrecy, the lies, the agenda. hmm So they are reptilians, lizards. She said, sure, sure. She's sipping her tea. I love that. Okay. She says she actually would prefer two lumps, but we'll leave it. But she says she actually would prefer like two lumps in there. Um, she says like these are good, but you know it's not really her thing. I guess she says she loves food. Actually, she loves food. She said it's very interesting because I've seen some of your videos and I've seen you shapeshift as well, but you are not a lizard. No, I'm not. I'm from the cosmos. I don't know if you understand that. She chuckled and said, sure. Now, I want to kind of just get into some of the tea, the hot stuff. She said the hot gossip. Yes, the hot gossip. Yes. She says, he sickened me. They smell. I could not stand the way that they smell. She also keeps allegedly mentioning someone named George and that George was a pervert. I don't know who that is. She says also Andrew. I've seen them all shift and change. They morph. Now you're saying they morph into like lizards. She said, absolutely, and they eat babies, humans. It's quite disgusting, really. Allegedly, understood. You know, I heard that about Kate, so that's a real thing. Okay. She says that one of the requirements of her carrying her pregnancy was that she had to ingest blood and things of that nature. And she says she was quite disgusted with herself, actually. She said it's actually a torturous process. She says that they would do things to frighten her. She says they did not want her to remove the children from the palace because of the nature, allegedly, of who they are and the bloodline. Allegedly, the queen felt like the children belonged to her. She said, I knew they were going to kill me. They told me. She says she had been through so much allegedly with this family that at some point she did not care. Um, she says draconians. She says they are also from the outer atmosphere, actually. Um, she said they move swiftly and can kill you without touching you. She says they're very presumptuous, and they're that way because whatever they say goes. And she says that she was not going to be ruled that way. She did not want to be ruled that way. Mhm. She says, Governess, I did not want to no longer be under their thumb. I did not want my children to be a part of that. So she didn't want her children to be a part of that. She says the first time, allegedly, that she saw her son transform, she was mortified. He was approximately 2 or 3 years old. She says Harry is different. He's actually more dangerous than William because he is not afraid of them. He is not one to be handled, pretty much, allegedly. What do you think about Meghan? She says, allegedly, she says she loves her enthusiasm, but she felt like she was an opportunist. But she feels like she saved him. And for that, she's forever grateful. She loves the babies. Wait. She's girl, allegedly. She is girl. She says, allegedly, Prince Charles is not the father to Harry. That Harry was conceived during ceremony. She did not have a choice in the matter, which is why Harry can never carry the throne. She says, very disgusting, but they are my children and I love them. What have you seen being privy to a lot of different things? She keeps saying the ceremonies. She's seen things in the ceremonies, the eating of children, the drinking of the blood. She keeps calling them draconians, which we know them to be the econs. She says, no, those are different. Oh, so you know what I'm talking about. She laughs a little bit. She says, absolutely. She says the econs are the lesser beings. The draconians are the royalty, the high standard. She says anything other would be almost like their children, but you keep attaching them to like the Draculas. I thought they were different. She says, no, same family, like cousins. She says, dangerous beyond belief. So when I was getting your intro together and I was looking at the different videos and how you died, as you know, I don't know if you know, that I had a dream the night of your death where we were riding in the car. It was two people in the front and I was in the back in the middle. She says they knew who you were then, you did not. And we always knew that this interview tonight would take place. We were just waiting for you. Well now. Okay. But they said that you did not die in the car accident. You perished inside of the hospital. What? Child, my head is hurting right now. My head is hurting right now. Okay. Okay, allegedly. She says nobody died in that car accident. Everyone in that car was murdered. She said the two gentlemen necks were snapped. The car was almost like remote controlled, which I knew that. I knew that. Spirit had told me that. But she says allegedly the car was remote controlled to crash. The paparazzi was not paparazzi. She calls them henchmen. And they snapped their necks and pulled her from the vehicle, where she was taken to the death hospital, allegedly, where she told me, allegedly, the queen entered and consumed her. Like she was eaten. Girl, allegedly. Oh, child, my head hurt. Oh, she shows me being consumed, that the lady shifted into the lizard and like around her neck and like finished her and drained her. It's almost like when she saw her come into, because you don't when you just showed me that, you didn't look like you were actually like on a deathbed. She said, no, we all would have lived actually. She makes me feel like she had a broken leg, femur, or ankle, or something like that, and some bruising. Like my head hurts so badly. Like she. Wow. Okay. She says the same what they've done to the Joan. So they causes the car accidents. She says it's ritual. She keeps repeating the Jubilee and the ceremonies. And she knew that she was a goner when she saw her walk into the room. So is this an actual hospital? She said, no, a holding facility. She said she woke up there. She did not realize what was happening until she saw her enter the room. She makes me feel like it's almost staged. Like it's staged almost in a sense of seeming like it's a hospital, but it's not. Like it's staged. It's not real. She chuckled. She said, they're not real, so why should it be? Are you serious? Say that again. Allegedly, they brought her children into the room to say goodbye to her. And I asked her, wouldn't they know that? Wouldn't they remember that? She's not sure how much they remember, but she said they're good at retraining the brain. And she says it's some sort of stare that they do, and they can like control what you think or what you know in your mind to some degree. And then she says that allegedly the queen said some words to her. The children were removed. The queen said some words to her, almost like I'm their mother now type thing. And she said she transformed and I was eaten, allegedly. I have seen a video of her and like two other people enter an orphanage. And allegedly, once they left, 11 children were missing from the orphanage. She said, because I can't find that video anywhere. I can't find it. I was looking for it. And she said, you've only seen one? She says there are tons. Children missing everywhere. They're saying that the queen is dead. Is she? She says 10 times over, but what part of her do you mean? She says the physicality part of her, yes, like her physical body had like reached its capacity, but the reptilian part of her, no. It's almost like allegedly they're getting things together because Kate will be her. She's like going to enter Kate. Allegedly. She says tunnels and cages and young girls, and pedophilia runs rapid. And they wanted her to be the spokeswoman to gain the children, much like Mother Teresa allegedly, and to like they fund programs and allegedly. And once she started doing the activist work, they wanted to like use her in that way. And because she would not participate in that, she would not use the activism and the philanthropy to gain bodies. She just was not for that. She did not want to do that. She said, I just love them. I felt bad for them, like the people in the different countries. She says that they would send her out, and she did not want to do the things, and she had to separate herself from it because they were actually actively like using her, and they were, even though she didn't want to participate in that, allegedly they were still doing it. She says you cannot imagine the torture, the death that these people cause. She said, I don't even know if I can call them that. So are they affiliate? Okay. She said, it's hard to answer the question about is she actually perished because they do not die. She says they're all replicas. All of them are replicas. Which is why she was so important to give birth, because she birthed like her children. Well, allegedly William is the past king. Like Elizabeth's like father or something. The past king. You laugh. She's laughing. She said, that's so funny when you say that. She says, no, really. Allegedly, the queen, in order for her to take on the role of being queen, she had to like wait someone out for them to pass on or to leave the throne. And so she made it happen. She is known for taking people out, allegedly. Child. Allegedly, she says, like, when you see people meet her, that she's only meeting them to test their bloods, because she really does not care about anything or anyone. She says she's heartless. There's no emotion, no feelings, no soul. Diana says that allegedly she is energy. She says, but at least I do care. I'm not completely heartless. They're all heartless. She says that allegedly that Charles is a pedophile, and she could not take anymore that he would be with young girls, and it was something that she just had to like turn her head from. And it took a lot for her to be able to leave. Ooh, my head is hurting. She tells me that her death was not the first time they had tried to kill her. They actually wanted to kill her after the birth of the children. Allegedly, she was pregnant right directly after Harry with a female child. She did not want that child. And she keeps saying that child is now Charlotte, allegedly, which is William's daughter. They were very upset that she refused that baby. So you had an abortion? Is that what you're saying to me? She says allegedly that she did because she refused to give him any more children. And knowing what she knew about him and his sexual appetite, she did not want to chance that. Ooh, allegedly. She says that Camilla has always been a problem and that she's not who we think she is, and that the queen does not like her either. Something going on with the Instagram. It's reconnecting for some reason. So who is she? If she's not who we think she is, who is she? She says she is a facilitator of the eggs to some degree. And I'm asking her what she means by that. And then she makes me feel like she brings them the food, the children, the eggs. Just a moment. While I fix and work on this, we're going to take a small commercial break if we can. We'll be right back. This is a company that I use. This is toothpaste. This is all melanite, Black owned. I love it. I use it every day. And we're back. Yeah, I'm beating me. I was trying to put my gloss back on. But we are back with the Princess Diana, Princess of Wales. Now, when we went to our small commercial break, you were revealing some things. She said, when we got together first, when they were first placed together, she said she was a virgin. And that is the only way that, girl, that's a little bit of tea, allegedly. She says Kate was not, and neither was Meghan. And the fact that they're that Meghan is, she says, somewhat of a Melanite. That's how she did it too. It is frowned upon and unaccepted, and Harry allegedly is rogue because he understood, he had knowledge of that he could never hold the throne because he understands that's not his father, allegedly. Can you Google? Because she's asking me to do that. I don't know if he's a duke named George. I don't know if he's a prince or a duke, but she's giving me the name George again. Okay. I wonder if there's another one also. Okay, there is another George. Okay, understood. Mm. King of the United Kingdom and the British Dominions. He reigned from December 11th, 1936 through February 6th, 1952. Coronation May 12th, 1937. Predecessor is Edward of something. Successor Elizabeth II. Isn't she Elizabeth II? Yep. 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 Whoa. Yep. Whoa. So she's his successor, meaning he had to die in order for her to take reign. Whoa. She's laughing, saying I'm funny. I am serious, child. Mm. Mm. Burial of George was February 15th, 1952. Royal Vault, St. George's Chapel, March 26th, 1969. Spouse, Elizabeth Bowles Lyon. Married, 1923. Issue, Elizabeth II. Names, Albert Frederick Arthur George, House of Windsor, 1917. Saxe-Coburg and Gotha until 1917. Father, George. Mother, Mary of Teck. Wowzers. Okay. Okay, so you're asking me to go back to her. Okay. Okay. So now let's look at her. She has me looking at Queen Elizabeth. Okay. All right. So the wife of King George. Oh, child. She was the last empress of India from her husband's accession as King Emperor in 1936. Okay, until the British Raj was, and this is, okay, 1947, after her husband died, she was known as Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. Okay, to avoid confusion of her daughter, Queen Elizabeth II, which is who is in reign right now. Okay, so now go to her. Okay, gotcha. So Elizabeth II, Elizabeth Alexandra Mary, born April 21st, 1926, is Queen of the United Kingdom and 14 other Commonwealth realms. Didn't know that. She's the head of the Commonwealth of Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Jamaica, the Bahamas, Grenada, Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands, Tuvalu, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Belize, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, Pakistan, South Africa, Ceylon, Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Tanganyika, Trinidad and Tobago, Uganda, Kenya, Malawi, Malta, the Gambia, Guyana, Barbados, Mauritius, and Fiji. Did not know that shit. Reign is present from February 6, 1952 to present. Her coronation was June 2nd, 1953. Her predecessor is George, heir apparent Charles, Prince of Wales. Her spouse is Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, who died 2021, which we know he did not win. Anne, Princess Royal, Prince Andrew, Duke of York, Prince Edward, Earl of Wessex. So those are her children, Prince Charles, and Andrew, and Edward. Names: Elizabeth Alexandra Mary. House is Windsor. Her father is also named George. Her mother is Elizabeth. Okay. Understood. That is a lot, Diana. She said it is, and you can't escape from it. Wow. Did not know she reigned over all of those places. She's calling it the Commonwealth and saying that it's very popular. She's telling me, like, allegedly, as the queen reigns over those places, and then she brings me to China and says how China is taking over a lot of places, like America as well, allegedly. She says America is the gold mine, allegedly, where a lot of rituals are done. She says gold and jewels, minerals, burials. What? Allegedly, she says people are not who you think they are, and she keeps calling, allegedly, she keeps saying Calvin Klein is a pervert. Was, allegedly. She says they all are. And then she's bringing me to the movie that we just recently watched, The House of Gucci. And she's bringing me to the original Gucci's, allegedly. And saying how their clothing were made from children, and some adults, the adults taught the children, but they got like labor and free labor, and they were slaves. Oh, she says modern day slaves, allegedly. She says still happens, not completely done. Allegedly, she says that Prince Andrew was awaiting his galactic trial. Just as the Hanks. She says Camilla and Charles, all awaiting galactic trial. She says, as your governor says, Yehuda, they have done many things, many children. It is genocide against the humans, which you call Melanites. It's genocide. They've done a lot of harm to a lot of people. She says allegedly that the tribunal is a joke. And what they fear is the galactic confederation. Your cosmic ancestors. She slides back in her seat. She says, Quatita, governess. She says, you are one to be feared and revered because they cannot understand how you remember. What? Girl, don't fuck me up like that. She says they have wiped your memory several times and you remember every time over. They're trying to understand how you do that. Ooh, my head is hurting so badly. There's a lot of souls and spirits entering in here. We're having another technical difficulty, some more issues. We're going to go ahead and take another break. We will be right back. This is a company that I use. This is toothpaste. This is all melanite, black owned. I love it. I use it every day. Gratitude and welcome back. I am Quatita, and hold on, let me see it again. It is my pleasure to be here with Diana, Princess Di, Princess of Wales. Now earlier I had asked you, listen, the Instagram is giving me a problem. I asked you if I could call you Princess, hold on. And you said, she's saying they tried to like poison her at some point or something as well, allegedly. And she was telling me that she doesn't really drink. She doesn't really drink. She's felt like she needed to be off. Let me do this, sorry. Sorry, you guys. I want to make sure that all of our platforms are working properly. I'll move it to this side here. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. Okay. So, you said that they have allegedly they tried to poison you. Um, she keeps asking me to go back to that. She says maybe you'll find him later, but it's a duke named George. He's like he would have been the duke at the time of her conception with one of her children. She says Harry. So let's talk about that. She said her children were groomed. Like, I don't even understand what all of this is about. Why is this happening this way? Why are we, going through these things? What is this all about from what you understand? She says it's a capturing of the soul and they cannot have it. She says your people are magical. She says they have or obtain magic as well, but it is not like your people. Okay. Oh, these are Queen Elizabeth's people. Okay. He is currently 31st in line of succession to the British throne. And the highest person on the list who is not descendant of George, who is his uncle. At the time of birth, he was fifth in line to the throne behind his first cousin, Prince Elizabeth, later Queen Elizabeth II. Princess Margaret, Princess Margaret, his father and his elder brother, Prince William of Gloucester. The Duke in 2008, okay. Prince Richard of Gloucester, August 26, 1944, age 77, St. Matthew's Nursing Home, Northampton, England. I want to see if there's other photos. Understood. Okay. I was trying to see if there's another photo because allegedly she makes me feel like this is his father. And I can see these ears. I can see almost a resemblance. Yeah, I was trying to see if there's more photos. She says this is ritual and ceremony. Oh, you know what? But I've done some research and I understand that that is not a lie. I understand that. What she said is, Princess, they called you Princess Di. Maya had a question about that earlier. She said, that's fine. That you call her Di. That's fine. But what she says allegedly is, she says, all of your actors and your TV hosts and your politicians, they're all related and related to the royals. Wow. This is him when he's younger, allegedly. Mm, child, that is too deep for me. And you're alleging that that is his father. Well, she says, I'm not alleging anything that is his dad. Hmm. She says, ceremony. This is also him. Hmm. What y'all think? Um, let's go to the chat. We're going to take some questions from the chat. We're going to see because she's getting ready to get into some things. What she's telling me is that, like I said, she said allegedly, our politicians, some of our actors, our TV hosts, they're all connected, related, and they're related to the royals. She says a lot of them are not new, they are recycled, reincarnate. We're going to go to the chat.
It's the real reason why all of the members of the Royal Society that carry the same name, like George and Elizabeth, it's because they're the same person being recycled each generation.
So the question is, are the names used over and over again because they are the same? She said, no, in a sense, but no. She says it is an energy. It is ritual. And it's the way that things are done. Understood. She says a lot of your missing, a lot of your passing of your people are they are being consumed. They are food, allegedly. Like she's telling me basically that they all are connected, that they all sign like contracts. A lot of the politicians to keep some things under wraps. She says even your people of the melanite species. She says, and they have just ushered in a new one, and you were just discussing it. She's talking about the lady we just discussed. It was hug and Biden allegedly. My cousin and I was discussing her, the new lady with the sister locks from like Kenya, where the hell she's from. Um, she says under contract, allegedly. She says, you don't get it. This is all about the food supply, the power, the magic. This is about your people. Everyone else are like casualties. They are looking for you specifically. They looking for who? Girl, they're not looking for me. They're not looking for me. We're not gonna put that in the atmosphere. She says they're looking for the Athena. They is not looking for me. That's not. That's not. Mm. She says, yes, they are, because you carry the magic. And this is, again, what they cannot understand. They keep putting your people to sleep, and you are the one that keeps awakening. And they every time they get close to you, every time they get close to who? Me? The me is me or the Adina? She kind of chuckled on that and she says, "You are the you. You are recycled. None of you are new. You are the sleeping giants. I thought you understood that." She says, "There are many planters. All of your people are not your people." She says, "That's why I do not have a suitor, because they can be turned and transform their minds. Nobody could be trusted in that sense, to be betrothed to me as Quatita. Um, because there's almost no one that can be bought, that won't be able to be bought." She says that me, am the governess, but not just by what I call myself on the physical. That is also in the soul and the spirit. She says there have been many abductions, even as I was a child. They've been looking for me. They have abducted many children. A lot. She says I should research the number of children that were murdered and abducted at those times in my city of when I was born and being raised. She says that my mother gave her life so I could be moved around. And the spirit has had me moving around where I thought I was just homeless and destitute. This is the ways that the spirit moved me around so I could not be found, and still is. You are amazing, Quatita. Well, I appreciate that. That just fucked me up. Pause. She says that I have 6 months to rise in power, to get the people to where they need to be. To destroy that energy. She says, "This is not a game here. They are very dangerous." She says, "Unfortunately for them, so is your Yehuda. He is not one to tangle with, and neither is the Tetetran." She says, "Do you not understand about Tetetran? Tetetran is the four, and he is the tether almost as if like going, like how we leave the physical and we astral project, but there is a tethering to the body. He is the tethering. And Shoshone, who says she is the governess and she watches over Gaden and Gideon, and because she is the counterpart, that means that they are the four. That is the four. To Tetron, Shoshone, Gaden, and Gideon. That is the four. And they are over the ethers. And they are the tethering. And they watch over the children. And the power of Tetron is magnified. Like when you induct his power, which is why Shoshone says to get to know Tetron, because he is also been known as Shango. He's also been known as Ogun. He not necessarily wants to meet or speak with her because she is a genome. She says, your people don't know the power they walk with because Metatron is an absolute nothing to play with. He purposefully showed himself the other day via my photos. Nothing is by coincidence or accident. Approximately 100 to 125 of the people that watch me are agents and hired people. And she says, and you must know that nothing is by accident. She says the children are in the cages, and they have many of them under Buckingham Palace. And some of these children are the golden children that Yehuda keeps asking about. She says they warned you all about this in the movie The Golden Child, when they showed you that they abducted this child and he was the golden child and they held him in cages, and who held him was the quote unquote, the demonic energy, the devil, that was to let you know. She says, it is not by accident that Maya J has come to work for me, because it is very important that Austin stays protected, as he is one of the golden children. She says, you all do not understand who you are, but they do. She says they have stolen your animal form, the Kukusa form. And they stole your Kukusa power. She says they can't tell you that you are the Kukusa. So they tell you that you are animal or animalistic because they put a horrible connotation on it, as if to separate you from it. Which separates you from your true form and being able to shift in power. But they must tell you this, like she says, the book Anamorphosis. You're stronger than what you know. and some of you link together. She keeps showing me V, and she says that V is a heavy covering, which is why they constantly attack her body, which is why they sent in agents for you to get rid of her, because she helps to protect him. That fucks me up. She keeps showing me the movie Percy Jackson, where the black guy, the black guy pretended to be the friend to Percy Jackson, but really he was a protector. She says you have a lot of these and you have no idea. She says your people are being blindsided daily. I want them stopped. They've destroyed my children and turned them against each other, one another. She says, you are the Kukusa, rise in power, own your own, learn to transform. You all must learn the gestures, the hand formations. She says it's not just for you to go into different dimensions. The hand gestures brings in the power. The power helps you to like anamorphous, to change, to shift, to control that animalistic Kukusa power. She shows me the Thundercats. When they say Thundercat, Thundercat, whoa, she makes me feel like you're supposed to call out to that name. Kukusa, rise in power. She says they didn't know that this would happen, and they were hoping that this wouldn't happen, but she knew, the spirit realm knew. She said they've had to be very like organized for this to happen. And it just so happened that it started with Naya Rivera. She says she's lovely, by the way. She's calling out to one of the names of the people that is in my chat quite often. She goes by the name, and I don't know if that's her legal name, but her name is January Storms or something or another. And she tells me that she is also a governess, and she has to get her mind together to be able to stand in her right power. She does like this. She says, Quatita, you are the governess. And then there are governesses over different tribes of power. And branches off of that. She says the tribunal is very upset about this meeting today. They have tried to stop it. Who? Maya and myself? Well, that explains a lot. She says that they have tried to stop this meeting because they understood, like they didn't know when the Naya Rivera thing happened that this would happen. But over the last week or so, they understood that this was going to take place. So they tried to put me to sleep, which is why I got very sleepy and why you got very sleepy. They tried to kill us in a car accident. She actually says, you actually almost did, and they had to reset time. She says they reset time quite often. She says you have to watch them. They carry watches. They have watches. She shows me the movie They Live, where they have the watches. She says that's a very real thing. She said they had to get me to Joan. She said, who is waiting, by the way. Listen to this bitch. She says, I'm here. Okay, no problem. She says, we like to usher Joan in because Joan will give you the dirt in ways that I don't like to deal in. We definitely can. We definitely can bring her in. Let's take another break to bring Joan in. Listen to her. We hear you, girl. She keeps saying, I'm ready. So we're going to bring Joan in. Are you leaving or no? She says, no, I'll stay present because she will be chiming in on different things. I done got chilly. So I'm gonna adjust the heat a little bit while we do this because I done got a little chilly here. Is he really? She says, Gregory is here for your protection. That is my father. She says, Marion waits outside the door, which is my mother. Gratitude. She says, Josie is one of my major trainers of power, which is my grandmother, my mother's mother, who was a voodoo priestess in life. She works with the energy of the Lama Dama, who has been calling me to do the motions and hand gestures for about a year now. She says, you are late, my dear. She says, this has been fun, but she's not going anywhere. We're going to allow Joan to come in. We don't have another chair. They keep saying we can move to the couch if need be. So yeah, we definitely can. All right, we're going to take a break and we're going to move some things around. You may come back and we still moving some things around, but we're going to dive deeper into some things. Okay, understood. We have a couple people that may come in. So give us a moment and we will be definitely right back. And Instagram, we know that you can't go anywhere. So just sit tight. This is a company that I use. This is toothpaste. This is all melanite, Black owned. I love it. I use it every day. All right, you guys, we are back, and we gonna see what going on. Cause child, there's a lot going on, honey. I'm looking so snazzy. I want to make sure that everyone can still hear. So we are going to bring in Joan Rivers, Selena Quintanilla, and Tracy Braxton. Gratitude. Come. What is happening? Joan, what is happening? Joan. Greetings. We have Princess Diana that's over in the far. Greetings, ladies. Greetings. Tracy is funny, bruh. She goes, I don't even know. I ain't never been around royalty. Well, me either, but hey, we are royal, aren't we? All of us. Child, oh, that's loud. Tracy's talking about what is on this couch. I don't know. It was here when we got here. I don't know. But greetings. Selena, you've been singing for days. How are you? Gratitude. She says I look stunning, but she looks stunning to me, so gratitude. Okay. Off the rip, before Joan can even say anything, Selena keeps saying that her father had nothing to do with her passing. Why she needs to validate that, I have no idea, but she's saying that. So I will get that out the way. Joan, what is going on with you? Hi, what is happening, Joan? Let me write your names down because that's kind of how I operate. What's going on with this here pen? It was just working. Just right there it is. Selena is waving to everyone, saying hello, greetings. Tracy asked to my son, she's down there. Can anybody see her? They can't see you anyway. Okay. So now, I don't know why we have the panel that we have here at this moment. Wait. Okay. We have three gentlemen that just entered. They're standing over there. We have Nikki Barnes, and we have Young Dolph. I keep hearing the name Tootie. I don't know what that means. But I want to understand, why are y'all here? What is happening right now? Young Dolph says, there's a lot of somethings behind the something. There's a lot of, you know what I mean? There's a lot of behind stuff. And he's just trying to see what's happening. And he's just trying to maybe say a few words. Tracy said it's a lot of killing going on. So it's a lot of killing going on. Gratitude. All right. Joan says that I cut her off the last time. So I don't want to too much cut them off, but I was not aware that all of these people, um, the other guy keeps saying original gangster. I think I know who that is. Because he's come to me twice before. Um, yeah. So, all right, Selena, because you're telling me that your mom had nothing to do with it, and that you kind of want your family to be left out of it, but then you also give me allegedly, you send love to your husband as well, but you also keep saying something about your sister. So I just want to get some understanding as to what we're actually speaking about. She says, my management. A lot of things were mishandled. She's saying that they made a lot of money off of Bitty Bitty Bum Bum, and her money was gone. And she was trying to understand some things. She says that there were people stealing, not just Salvador is her name. Is it Salvador? She says everyone had their hands in the pot, allegedly. Um, she says, was my sister jealous? She says, yeah, a little bit, but she was also her biggest supporter. She says, would she have killed me? Never. So you're saying that your family, Selena, has nothing to do with your death. She said, yeah. She says, but there were just other situations or other things that were happening that she did not like. And again, Yolanda is not the only person responsible for some things. She keeps saying, I don't know why they did not report that, because there was another gentleman there, or another gentleman that was waiting in the room, allegedly. She's talking about like tax preparation and monies and things like that. She makes me feel like there was someone else from her team, like a management team, that had been there. But I also feel like either had left or had left the room. And she tells me that there were a lot of cover-ups and a lot of lies, allegedly, because she says if they heard all of these different things, then like, why no one came to her aid? Why no one knocked on the door? Why no one saved? Oh my head. She said, I just wanted her to stop. I wanted it all to stop. There was someone else that she tells me that was working on her team, that dealt with like the financial part of it, whether that's the taxes, or because she keeps repeating taxes, and like monies and different things like Tracy. Tracy told me something, but where's my drink at? I can't get no water. She says, Princess got the tea. I can't get nothing to drink. She said, that's all you got. She said she'll take a little glass of the wine. Would anybody else like something to drink? We ain't got no weed. We ain't got no weed. We ain't got no weeds. I didn't even realize he was here until he just laughed just now. That's Mo 3. It is a lot of y'all here. Joan says because they want justice, they want revenge. They want things to be exposed. When before I started, they kept telling me this is an expose. Mo keeps saying, like, yeah. Like, basically, he stopped that nigga. He stopped him. Like, he thought he was coming for you, but I stopped him. He know it because I showed up to him. I showed up in the dream. I showed up. He saw me. He said he gonna hunt all these niggas until it's done. Dolph says something about people wanting to be equal and not being equal, and didn't want him to feel like he was equal, and then somebody else wanted to be equal and felt less than. Now, Joan, you keep allegedly you're yelling Harvey Weinstein. So why are you? Because this was the name that Yehuda kept saying when he said, "I cut you off." So what they tell me is they say that they have had me, the songs that are on my playlist, they had me purposefully choose those songs because every one of those people have been affected by the industries. Joan says they have henchmen everywhere. I don't know if we can push this table a little bit closer. Okay, yeah, okay, that's cool. Okay. I don't understand, but okay, hold on. Okay. Selena is like sending love out to her fans. She says this had nothing to do with her family. This had everything to do with the industry and them wanting her to sign certain deals. Again, now she does tell me, like, basically she's telling me, Selena says allegedly that her family had nothing to do with the actual murder of her. However, they were all being greedy, allegedly. And something about her father were trying to sign different contracts or having different meetings behind her back, and that he was not always respecting her as an adult, and he was very hurt behind it because he did not know that this was going to happen to her? She says that Yolanda was like a planter. She was like, they was trying to get her to be her handler, but she could not be handled and would not be handled. What do you mean, Joan? Tracy says, my family was that way too. She says, Tracy said they didn't really care for my husband, but he was the only one that really knew. He was the only one that was really there for me. Tracy says it's something when you are sick. And she tells me that she very rarely was sick, and that whatever the illness was came out of the blue. But she says, ain't it funny that it was somebody else that was sick first? Again, she keeps telling me, she says, Tay-Tay did not do this. Tay-Tay did not do this. Oh, allegedly. Allegedly. Tracy says Birdman pulled her energy. Allegedly. She says, and what was Tony gonna do? She's under contract. Allegedly. She says that her family has a lot of secrets. Listen, I remember Yehuda. I remember. Yehuda says, you remember you said you would not cut this off. And I'm not. I'm just saying. Joan says there's a lot of things that should be talked about. And she says, do you notice how every time Quatita says something, then they bring it out in the media? Tracy says allegedly that she said that that Tony should not marry Birdman, and like people felt like she should mind her business. She said, but I saw through all of that. She says, I wasn't jaded by the industry like everybody else. She said, not to mention, don't y'all understand? They took Gabe out. She said, people owe, and they eat off your energy. Allegedly. Allegedly. Tracy is blowing kisses. She said, hey, y'all. Selena tells me that she was trying to have a baby, or that she just found out that she was pregnant. So were you pregnant, Selena, or were you trying? She makes me feel like she was less than 6 weeks pregnant. So why wasn't that announced? Why didn't people say anything? She says a lot of things were kept out of the news. I feel like only her and her husband knew that information. They were not ready to share that yet. Young Dolph says that these niggas are signing death contracts against each other. And they go out to dinner and they eat together and don't know that they have contracts against each other, allegedly. He said it was a race to the finish. He said 3 niggas had a contract on him. He said it just so happened my own people got the job done. Allegedly. Let me understand something. Is everyone in here, with the exception of Selena, because you keep saying that your family, you said not your immediate family. Okay, I'm going to hold that. Everybody in here was affected by someone from their family or their friend group. Is that what the fuck is happening right now? Joan says, you got it. Allegedly. Tracy, man, thank you, girl. I'm about to get drunk. No, you is not. I will. May I have a cup as well, please, of it, of the wine? She's asking me if I want to have a drink with her. Yeah, absolutely. You could send a message. She says that they purposefully kept killing the career of Tawana and Trina. And that it feels like, and the way she brings it to me allegedly, is that Tony wanted to be like the front runner constantly. That she understood exactly who Vincent was when she hooked Tamar with him. Tamar allegedly is not the first person whose head he was knocking in. And it's almost like she's saying allegedly that Tony made sure to keep Tamar with him. Oh, yes, girl. Yes. Yes. What she keeps showing me is the movie Gratitude, the Tyler Perry movie where, yeah, let's put that in there. Gratitude. Where Lynn Whitfield was the mother and she was doing business with Blair Underwood's character, and they had an agreement that she would keep her daughter in line and in that relationship. That's what she keeps showing me to help further her career. And she would talk her into going back home. Child, knock it the fuck off, allegedly. She says Wani knows. She just chooses to keep her head turned. She said they snaking everybody from the niece and the husbands. Like they are taking certain family members out there eating off of them. She said if they know like I know, they'll run. They all keep being in agreement that if anyone comes up against me as Quatita, that they're going to actively see to it on some other shit. She says, you are the governess. Gratitude. Tracy says, you are the governess and nobody helps us but you. Oh, that's good. Come on. Cheers. Selena says she wanted to have a girl. So, okay, Joan, come on. What do you have to say? And I know we've been on here for a while, so we're gonna have to start to wrap it up here. But let's go ahead. Let's give some stuff. Right. Tracy says, she says, Tracy says, you did what you did, and your career still won't make a comeback. Allegedly. She wishes nothing but the best for Tamar, and that you continue to break free, Tamar. She says, do what you have to do. She sends love to her mommy. She says, but she's not always correct either. She sends love. She says that's why their brother stays his distance. She says basically that the father allegedly is also an opportunist, but he's more down to earth than the mother. He's just been allegedly painted in a bad light. She said he is not a Joe Jackson. She said he's been painted in a bad light. Yeah, he was an adulterer, but she says he understands and he gives good advice. And I love you, Daddy. Mwah. And she says, Kevin, sell it all if you want to. Get rid of whatever. It's okay if you want to move, all of it. She says, I should have listened to you. When you said my family ain't always for me. She said, but you know how you don't listen to that because, you know, family is family and you and your spouses get into it. She said, I didn't believe you when you said they keeping me sick or making me sick. I didn't believe it, but I understand now. And I love you, baby. And she's saying something like code, like 1-to-1, or you are the one, or 1-on-1. Allegedly, she says that Vince keeps a lot of people's career, like almost like he's the character off of Dreamgirls, like he steal people music and give it here or put it there, and like he uses his power. She says, but in my book, he's nothing more than a flunky. She said, and I said what I said. Allegedly. Yeah. Princess Diana says, this is so much fun. She says that she's never gotten to interact this way with, she says she doesn't want to be offensive, but common folk. She says, uncommon. Joan is so funny. Joan don't give a shit. She said, oh, Diana, shut up. They're laughing about it. There's no hard feelings here. Joan is just off the chain. Allegedly, she says Jerry Springer is a pervert and has been for years. He knows a lot of things. Why doesn't he stand up? He doesn't like children, just young girls. She says at least he waits till they're over 18. She says, "Ooh, child." She says allegedly that Maury Povich is a different story. Oh, come on. Allegedly. Who? She's telling me that is his name like Don Shea or what is his name? He's a basketball player. She keeps showing him to me. She says allegedly he's being hosted. He is a very dark-skinned guy with big lips. She says he was chosen for his package because he has an enormous dick, allegedly. I don't know if his name is like Don Shea or Dashe or something. He's under mind control. He's being hosted. He's under mind control. Draymond, that's his name. Oh, it says you've been logged out. They have logged me completely out of Instagram, bitch. They have logged me completely out of Instagram. Who logs me out? How does that happen? Him. That's who they keep showing me. Allegedly. What is his name? Draymond Green? Yep. Girl, they have logged me out of Instagram completely. What, y'all tapping my phone still? You can't stop this. Do you understand? You're just showing how much it's the truth. You're just showing how much it's the truth. That's all you're doing. She says Jerry Seinfeld was going to tell a lot of stuff, but they threatened his career. She says you don't break the code, you don't go against the grain. And those of us who do, this is what happens. She says allegedly that LeBron allegedly has done many of things. She says to ask him how his asshole feels. Allegedly. They say surprisingly enough, allegedly that the Stephen Curry not necessarily wants to play ball. Girl, do this. Listen, they won't even load that shit. How did you log me out of Instagram? I'm sorry. They logged me out of Instagram. Anthony. I don't know who Anthony is. He's some sort of sports player as well. She says they all know Kaepernick. They all know what happened to Kobe. Nobody will say anything. Allegedly, They were trying to run through the young girl groups, even the DC. Joan Rivers, what do you want us to know that we did not get to know the other day? What do you want us to know? She says she wants us to know that time is running out to save the children. There are different sectors that own different contracts against the Mennonite people, and it's genocide. And they are also running out of time. They're losing the ability to keep looping, to keeping the restart. They're losing the ability. She's saying that they burned a church, or there's a fire in the church, or there will be a fire in the church, and that's going to just simply be because they're covering up. They're covering up the rings. They're covering up the children. They're covering it up. She keeps giving me a name like Esteban. The networks. The networks, they also own the food companies and the gasoline, petroleum. Metatron. Wendy Williams died 8 months ago. They're doing something with her body. Regina King's son saw too much, allegedly, and they killed him. She knows it. She couldn't stop it. She's deeply hurt and distressed. Jada. She's been training Willow for years. I am Metatron. They channel me and put me inside of the music. Myself, Bafindia Baphomet. I am what is known as the GOAT. I am not against your people. Do not take me as such. Ralph Lauren, great killer of children, allegedly. He likes to go to the other countries and get them and use them. No lies. Ah, ah. We told you where they're hiding the children. We told you where they have put them. There is a plot to round up at least 125,000 of the Mennonite children. They have gone door to door inside of your projects, inside of your ghetto systems. They want them, they are looking for them. We told you do not sign them up for the camps. There was a movie called The Forgotten. They wanted to know if they take your children, could they make you forget? This is actual action. Ah, ah. The police are under contract. They have put them inside of them. They're being hosted. A lot of them are being hosted. They're extremely dangerous. At all costs, when you're pulled over, you are to start your contraptions. At all costs. The vibration is low. We need you to raise it. Yehuda, Quatita is hungry. We must complete momentarily. Ah. A0116 license plate semi. Five. To Tennessee. Take me to another land. They're cutting the genitals of the children. They're removing some of the genitals. They're eating them. David. David. CBS. ABC. Founder. Michael. Jude. You want to use my power? We will train Quatita how to use it. You cannot stop her. You will not stop her. you do not understand, we will send Davianite to you. If Davianite shows up at your door, you will not be happy. Time is up, Maya. In the contraptions. We have spoken. Chidi needs food. Yehuda, exit the souls, please. Exit the energy, please. More. Oh.